That is very difficult.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now how many have joined? Total 66 students only joined. Please share in your group. If anybody did not get that mail, sorry, the class link, please post in your group. Have you created groups? Project groups? Total 100 students, I think, together. So have you created groups? Last time we discussed about groups, right? To say for the project. At the time you said you need group with your, means you need to select your group mates. That's why I did not go for the based on the attendance. Sorry, based on the roll number. I think based on roll number is better than selecting somebody. Hmm?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you selected the students? Your group members? Then if you select the group members, send me the list. Every group has to finish one project. Not this week, next week, I will start. Last week I told you clearly how the division. How many of you completed? How many of you created the group? How many batches created? No one created. $72 members. Okay, in the last class, what we discussed? We discussed about UML diagrams. Two types of UML diagrams. What are they? Structural and behavioral diagram. In structural or static diagram, we discussed about class diagram, object component deployment diagrams. This part is already over, right? So we started behavioral diagrams, means dynamic in nature. So what behavioral diagrams we discussed? Use case diagram is already done, right? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Audible.
Yes, ma'am.
So use case diagram already done. Then we have to finish sequence, collaboration, state chart, and activity diagram today. So these are the behavioral diagram. Why we called as behavioral? Behavioral diagram means it is dynamic in nature. It is changing. It's not like the static diagrams or structural diagrams in which we represent the static aspect of the system. The behavioral diagram is this. Is there any doubt in static diagrams? Any doubt? are not responding. Someone should respond. Not interested in studies. Ask questions, not responding. Am I audible? Hello. Now, is it audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
So when we discussed about class diagram, use case diagram, we know this part I already discussed, but when I come to the topic behavioral diagram, I want to explain once more. So the use case diagram contain use cases, actors, and relationship, right? So you know how to draw the use case diagram. Here, what are the actors? Operator, customer, and bank. Which use case diagram it is? ATM use case diagram, right? ATM use case diagram. Use cases or actions we are representing using the use cases. This is a use case. This oval shaped symbols are called the use cases, and these are representing the relationships. Relationships means different types of relationships are there, but mainly in use case diagram we are using generalization and association. Association means it's like a suppose uh, if you don't know what is specific relationship, or if there is no need to specify one particular relationship, you can go for a normal association. That is the association. That particular actor is associating with an action. That's it. But when it comes to generalization, if there is a hierarchical structure is there, you can consider the generalization symbol. Here you could see this uh, withdrawal, deposit, transfer, inquiry are different types of transactions. So all these have a property which is common, that is transaction. So it's like a superclass subclass relationship. Then we can use a generalization symbol. Hmm. Then this is enough for use case diagrams. No other, there are many relationships, dependency, um, and other relationships, this aggregation, compositions we learn. But generally in use case diagrams, we won't use those relationships. Mainly in class diagram and object diagram, we are using that. The next is sequence diagram. Sequence diagram is a kind of interaction diagram. Interaction between what? Interaction between objects. So how can we draw the sequence diagram? Sequences of what? Sequences of hmm? What is sequence? What is the meaning of sequence? Sequence diagram is representing the sequence of operation, the sequence of messages from one object to another object. So uh, how it works? This is an example. Okay, here you could see the C is a customer. C belongs to customer, means this is a CA account. These are the object names. These are representing objects. Hmm. When you represent objects, no need to represent the attributes and operations. So when you represent it as a class, you have to represent class attributes and operations. So here customer ATM account are the object, and we are in sequence diagram, we are explaining the messages which is passing from one object to another object. And from the name sequence, you could identify the sequence of operation, means which one comes first, which one comes second. So for that illusion, we are putting here the numbers. So you could see one, what is the first action by the customer? He's inserting the ATM card. Then what the ATM is asking, requesting the PIN. Then what is your role? You have to enter the PIN. Then what will happen? The PIN which we entered will be verified with the account. Is the PIN is correct? If PIN is okay, what will happen? Hmm? Then ATM request what kind of operation you need, what kind of services, request services. You could say, you could write request options or services. So you can enter, okay, I want to withdraw some cash. Okay. Um, or if you want to do this transaction between two accounts, you can do that using ATM. Multiple operations are possible. If you want just to click one printout, means the transaction details, if you want, you can ask for a receipt just for taking printout. Or suppose if you want to change the PIN number, the existing PIN number, you can ask for that option. So there are multiple options are there. So the ATM will request you to select the option. Then you have to enter the option. That is from, you can see the arrowhead is pointing this direction, right? So next is, then it asks, suppose um, if you want to withdraw some cash, you just, it will request how much amount, right? So then you will enter the amount. Then after that, it start the after, if the PIN is correct, what will happen next step is it process the transaction. So once the transaction is successful, it dispense the cash from the ATM machine. We will get it, right? So again, it requests to take cash or remove the um, credit card, like that, something, remove your debit or credit card. That message may come to the screen. So take cash request. um, if you want again to take to continue yes or no, that also will show, right? If you put a no, means okay, it will terminate. Then if you want, you can take the print receipt option also there. It will give the receipt. So this, if you want to draw more detailed diagram, you can include more actions here. But this is enough to understand the system. So here 1, 2, 3, we are numbering. Why we are numbering? To show the sequence of operations. So what are the symbols or roles, class roles or participants we used? Here actually synchronous asynchronous messages are not showing. If but here in the note, I just represented what it is. Actually, there are so many types of relationships are there, but every relationship I'm not discussing. This to avoid the confusion. Actually, synchronous asynchronous messages replace the reply. If you want to show the reply message and request message, request you can go for solid line, and reply you can go for dotted lines with arrowhead. And when it comes to half arrowed line, mean it is an asynchronous message. Asynchronous means what is, say, synchronization or synchronous? Anybody is there? Are you listening me? Listening.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So here you could see the this PIN okay, that acknowledgement. Okay, this one also transaction successful. These are acknowledgement lines. So acknowledgement lines is represent using dotted arrows, dotted line with an arrowhead. Here actually in this example, I did not show the synchronous asynchronous differentiation. Okay, if it's not needed, no need. Then half up to here only you should, this an arrow with half arrow means half arrow head only we have to show. Means asynchronous. Synchronous means if some operations which are happening synchronously, then we can call it as asynchronous. Asynchronous means what is an asynchronous and synchronous message?
Synchronous.
Anyone?
It works on the past input also, ma'am.
In digital you learn. Depends on the previous input. Right. In digital electronics, is it completed? Digital electronics is completed?
Yes, ma'am.
In that one you learn the term synchronous and asynchronous, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What is it? Anyone? What is it? Okay, for example, a live chat. Is it synchronous or asynchronous? That is a real life application. Actually. If you are speaking to someone else, is it synchronous or asynchronous? Anyone? Okay, leave it that. If a phone call, you are calling someone, is it synchronous or asynchronous? Hmm? Phone call, you're calling someone, is it synchronous or asynchronous? You're waiting for someone to reply, right? Is it synchronous or asynchronous? Somebody is responding, that's on the past input also. Yeah, past input, that is when it comes to flip flops and counters, use the term based on the past input. When you learn the flip flops, different types of flip flop you learn, right? Synchronous, asynchronous, counters you learn. Okay, that concept is somewhat different. When it comes to message, okay, it depends on the past input. Understood. What do you mean? JK flip flop is RS flip flops you learn. In that one, you learn asynchronous and synchronous. That depends on the past input. If you're taking decision based on the past input, also is called as synchronous. In digital context, it is correct. When it comes to message passing, what do you mean by synchronous? Is your Facebook application is synchronous or asynchronous? Hmm? Anyone? No idea. When you're calling someone through the phone, it is synchronous. In real-time application, when you're calling someone, you are not, it is synchronous. But when it comes to Facebook and Twitter, it is both asynchronous and synchronous. Why? Because sometimes we are giving reply on immediately as a live reply we are giving. Sometimes the messages are there, but after that we will give the reply. Then it comes under asynchronous. So both synchronizing and asynchronizing. synchronous when it comes to microprocessor also you learn synchronous asynchronous. What was it when it's synchronized based on one clock? If it is working, we called it as synchronous. Do you remember that? Hmm? In counter, you learned synchronous asynchronous. The term we can use in different context. When it comes to counters, synchronous and asynchronous were there. What was it? Hmm? In different context, but the internal meaning is same, but the application is different. Am I audible? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No, nobody's responding. Am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
When you're, if suppose if somewhere if you're waiting for reply, that kind of message transfer, you can count it as an asynchronous transfer. Okay. Here in this example, it's not showing whether we are using synchronous or asynchronous. It does not mean. If you want to go for a detailed diagram, you can mention which one is a synchronous message, which one is an asynchronous message. So leave it that. So here actually, if you want to draw a sequence diagram, you have to identify the objects first and what are the messages which transferring between the objects. Here you could see one structure. This is called lifeline structures. Lifeline. This one is dotted line. And what is it? Lifeline. From the name, you could see what is lifeline is. What is lifeline? What is your lifeline? What do you mean by lifeline? Hmm? Lifeline means the particular object is active for a period of time. After that, you could see here is one cross. Means it is destroyed. That once all these messages are message transfer happen, you could see this is here we crossed. We put a cross means that particular object is destroyed. The object is not there anymore. Okay, this dotted arrows represent the acknowledgement. Hmm? This one is line of control. Line of control is that particular object is active during this period of time. After that, it's waiting for example, it requests the pin. Here you could see that it requests the pin. Then after that, we are entering the pin, then there is a delay. At the time, this customer and ATM, both objects are, its lifeline is there, means it is living but is not active. Okay, when it is active, it's then when it is active, when it start to, when the pin is entered by the customer, at the time this particular object is active. Okay, then here you could see here verify the pin. Then pin is okay. During that period, there is no operation is happen from customer side. Only the operation is happening between ATM and account. So at the time you could see here the particular object is existing, but it is not active. So we give the dotted line that is called lifeline that will end when all the communication between the objects over. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So is there any doubt on this diagram? This
No, ma'am.
customer, ATM, account are the objects, and what you are drawing in a sequence diagram is the message transfer between the objects. Whenever that particular message is transferring from one object to another object, at the time the object is active. When it is passive, we are not showing it that we could show as dotted line. Okay, in some textbook, they will give a single line of control. They won't show the gap in between, because in that way also in some textbooks we could see, but this is the correct method. In this method, here we are, whenever the particular object is not active, but it's still existing. Its life is there, life, and once the object is destroyed. So, but it's not active, then we will give a dotted line. So this is line of control, lifeline, then communication messages, and the acknowledgement, and these are the objects. Is there any doubt in this diagram? Any doubts? Are you sleeping? Students, are you sleeping?
No, ma'am.
Why there is no response? How many of you are listening? 18 participants are there. If I ask something, I'm waiting for how many of you are listening? The class. Only Manish Reddy is listening. Please ask me some doubts, sir. How could I know that you are following me? You are listening me. There is no response. If it would be physical class, I could identify from your face, from your presence. But here, in online classes, if you are not responding, 80 students are there. I think in last exams, everyone scored nicely. People went for copying things, noticed. Maybe that's reason this semester students are not taking it seriously. The online class are not taking it seriously. But before semester, 2 semesters we handle, right? I know the difference. Still, even though it was online classes, people are very much active. What happened? If you don't understand, you ask me. Is it clear? The 18 participants only is present out of 88. You just imagine what the students are doing. Only 18 participants are there out of 88. This is the situation. Anyway, I will finish the topic today. Collaboration diagram. Collaboration diagram is also another form of diagram and the form of interaction diagram. Here, what we are showing, we are showing the same thing only. A sequence diagram and collaboration diagram are same thing convincing, but it does not show the time. At what time it happens. For example, this is the same thing, customer, ATM, and the same diagram. Here, what are the objects? Customer, ATM, and account, right? The same objects only, you could see customer, ATM, and account. And here also the same operation, insert ATM card by the customer, and this card is going to ATM machine. And we have to next is request the PIN. Then PIN we are entering. Then verification of the PIN. Then After verification, what is next? Once the pin is okay, that message is coming to what happened? After the pin is okay, the verification is done with the database. Once the pin is okay, what is the next step? Request for the service options. Once we enter the service options, what will happen? It will ask for how much amount you need. Then you can enter the amount. Amount we are entering. Once we enter the amount, the customer is enter the amount, then what will happen? What is the next? Then it starts the process transaction. Then transaction, once it is successful, okay, it means dispense the cash and the transaction is successful, and it asks you to take your cash and take your card. So these are the normal operations, and the messages which is passing between the objects also same, but only difference is that here the time of operation is not, or the same sequence of operation also it's not showing. It's simply showing what are the messages passed between different objects. It does not mention the exact time and the sequence. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
The next is state chart diagram. State chart diagram actually represents the state of operation. What is the state chart diagram symbols? These are the states. State means it's a curved rectangle. So this is one of the state. What is the state is card reading, reading the card. Then next is reading the pin. Then choosing the transaction and performing the transaction, ejecting card. Actually, the number of states it will vary. It depends on okay, we can draw the same concept in more steps, in a more detailed way. You can draw this, but this is the minimum state chart diagram you have to. In that, first symbol is start symbol and the last one is stop symbol. Stop means initial and the final. Then in between, card is reading. If card is not readable, then ejecting the card. Reading the pin. Then there also, if the pin number, there is a validation process is there, right? If the pin is read successfully, then it's going for the transaction, and we can do the perform the transaction and eject the card. Only the states are mentioning. There is no steps. We are not mentioning the steps of operation. We are mentioning the states of operation. So mainly more in at present, in which state you are, that we will get from the state chart diagram. Okay, these all are states. First stage is state is reading the card. Then next is reading the pin. Like that, at what state it is, that we are representing using the state chart diagram or state diagram. Many way it will represent. This will also represent the behavior. Means it will change. The behavior will change. Sometimes it will read. Sometimes it can't able to. It can't read the pin. Like that, there may be a variation based on the. So based on that, the states will vary. If this machine can able to read the pin correctly, it will allow the transaction. Otherwise, it not. So this is the state chart diagram. Next is activity diagram. Activity diagram actually explained in the theory class. What is activity swimline diagram? Do you remember that? Activity swimline diagram. B11 students actually was not in my class, so I will repeat it again. But what about B9 students? Are you listening the class? Do you remember swimline diagrams which I explained? So this is a bank ATM swimline diagram. What is an activity diagram and swimline diagram? What is the difference between an activity and swimline? What is the difference? I will share another. I will show you the. This is an activity swimline diagram. I will show you another diagram. This is Is it visible? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is an activity diagram. This is a normal activity diagram, not a swimline diagram. Swimline activity is a variant of normal activity diagram. So here, what is the first phase? First stage is verify the access code. Verify the access code. At the time, there are two options may come. One is incorrect and if it is correct. If it is correct, it asks for the amount. If it is incorrect, means it will handle the incorrect access code. Then it will end that operation there. 1 second. Is it visible, the whole diagram? Is it visible? I want to reduce the size. Okay, then what is this solid line? What the solid line represent? It is called a fork. What is fork? Fork means for one operation there are multiple divisions. Ask for amount. If the amount is available, there is one option, that is we can do the transaction and dispense the cash. If the amount is not available, it won't allow the transaction and we could not collect the cash. Or else if you can go for a simple printout receipt, that also optional. If you want, you can. No, otherwise no. So multiple options are available, so you can go for it. So here this is called, what is this symbol is? Fork. What is fork? Have you fork and join operation? Fork is a dividing and join means merging together, and after that finishing the transaction. And or else you can draw it another way. For example, ask for the options for the service. Okay, different. What are the different services available? That you can list out here, and all those services you can jointly merge it together in a join operation. Then finish the transaction and print receipt. And in that way also we could draw in many ways. It should be logically correct. That's it. So I think that is better. Instead of asking for amount, asking for the, we could see, could give one more operation, like asking for service. What service? withdrawal service is there, print receipt service is there, transaction service is there, credit debit services are there. So those services you can even different um, for means you can divide into different services, and at last you can merge together. Final operation is common, like do the particular operation and print or and end the operation. That is common. So when it comes to this is start symbol and this is the stop symbol. Start and stopping. Then in the same concept, if you draw in another way, like using a swimline activity diagram, how it looks like. Swimline activity. Swimline means here we are drawing the lines which is called a swim line. Means this is very close with a pool, right? A swimming pool. It looks like a swimming pool. So these are the separations. This is called a swim lanes. So here also the customer, ATM machine, bank. These are the three objects. And what are the operations performed or activity performed by this particular operator, actor, or the object is listing out here. So first the customer, after starting, the customer insert the card, then enter the PIN, and bank will verify it, means authorize it. And if it is a valid PIN, it allow to enter the amount. And after that, it check the account balance, means that it has to suppose if you whether it is not there in the account. Suppose if you asked for 5,000, the 5,000 is not available in your account. What you have to do? You can't withdraw the amount, right? So if balance is more than what your requested amount, then it allow take money from your slot. And this is one of the detailed diagram. Okay, you can draw the same concept in multiple ways. If you can't, this diagram is more detailed than the previous one which we discussed, right? So this is debit card. Then you have to if it is less than, if suppose if the balance more than amount, then you can take the money. If it is less than, it simply show the balance and ask you to take the card, because balance is not there. You may get some display messages like you don't have sufficient balance, so eject the card and you can take the card. That is the procedure. It's like a flow chart. The activity diagram is very close to flow chart, but this line activity diagram I recommend you to draw, because we could identify clearly what are the objects and what are the activities performed by the particular object. So is it clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
So these are the two way you can draw an activity diagram. Either you can go for a normal general activity diagram or else for a swimline activity diagram. My personal point of view, I recommend you to draw swimline activity diagram for all the project, because from this diagram we could clearly identify what are the different objects and what activities are performed by those objects. So, but here the sequence of operation is not mentioned, but we could identify that, but the time is not considering here. The time of operation is not considering here. So next is okay. Then I think we covered all the we covered all 9 diagrams, right? So all use case, sequence, collaboration, station, activities completed, right? These 5 diagrams and the other 4 diagrams. Total 9 diagrams completed. Structural and behavioral diagrams. Is it clear to everyone? I will ask you to raise your hands if it is clear. Then we can start drawing the diagrams. If all these diagrams, if you are confident how to draw the diagrams, if you understand, you can raise your hands. not saying anything now. I'm waiting for the response. Actually, I'm not speaking anything now. I'm waiting. I'm watching the responses actually. It's already, I launched one poll. Even after 3 minutes, it's going to 4 minutes now. Still, some 35% students only participated. The remaining people are not there. They are, they already went somewhere. You have option to tell yes or no. I don't know why you people are taking it very lightly. It's not lightly. You're ignoring the classes. Hmm? Okay, I'm going to close the poll. 56% people. Okay. 3 members responded. They did not understand. Who are the 3 members? What are the topics I need to repeat? Mention in the chat box. Because I couldn't see your number. So mention the chat box. Which one I need to repeat? I got 3 response. They said they did not understand those diagrams. Respond fast. I have to repeat. Repeat in the chat box, or else unmute and tell me what are the topics I need to repeat. You people are there or not? Are you listening the class? Which topic? I'm asking you which topic you need explanation. But why you are not responding? If you don't understand, no need to hesitate. You could say, right, ma'am, I did not understand the particular topic. I will repeat it. Don't waste the time. Which topic? No response. Okay, no response. So you don't deserve the repetition. If I'm ready to clarify, but you are not, because I could not, it's not possible to explain all the 9 diagrams now. Which one is not clear to you? I will respond because only 3 members said it's not clear to them. Only for 3 members, what are the topics you just inform me? None of the 3 members are ready to respond. What is this? Okay, then shall we start the tool star UML? Shall we start?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you download the star UML from internet. Just Google it, that star UML. Then you will get an unregistered version. Actually, everyone try that.
Can you give website link?
Website link, I just Google it, then you will get an official link. Well, I will try that. Wait. Um, okay. It's not forever. In chat box, once you go to the chat box, I have given one link in the chat box. In that one, it's a you can download Mac OS for Mac OS for Windows. Windows, if it is 7 or higher, then Mac OS 10 or higher, that is there. Current version is 4.0, but I downloaded a previous version only. I will check my version. Anyway, all versions are almost same only. Let me check. Are you trying? Are you downloading now?
Yes, ma'am.
In chat, I got one message. Can you give the difference between behavioral and structural? Behavioral diagrams are generally, actually, behavioral diagrams are 5 diagrams I explained, and structural 4 are there. All the behavioral diagrams are dynamic in nature, means it's changing. For example, status is changing, an activity is changing, a sequence of operation is changing, messages which you pass between objects will change. So all these behavioral diagrams are dynamic in nature. But when it comes to structural diagram, once you fix it, okay, use case, use case means the overall view of the system, it won't change. The classes, once you are going for a designing phase, you can fix the classes. So those classes and objects, object diagram, class diagram, it won't change. It won't change means you can change the number of classes, number of objects, depends on your coding. But it's behavior. It's not like behavioral. Behavioral diagram means at present, suppose if you are acting or acting on one stage or one phase, the next minute it will change to the next, another action, right? Another operation. So that is the behavioral part. Behavioral will change. State of operation will change. At present, in all state diagrams, for example, I can explain, you are very much familiar with um, process diagram of what, in process diagram, how the process first phase is creation. So at present, maybe you are in creation phase. In the next phase, you are going to allocation, means ready state. From ready state to, suppose if any interruption comes, that we can't predict. If interruption comes, it's going to waiting state. So if once the interruption is over, again it's going back to ready phase. Once in the ready phase, at the ready phase, you again you allocate the processor and coming to which phase? From ready to running phase, running state, not phase, a state. So from running state, once you finish that thing, you will go to the exit, means last, what is termination, that end of the process. So the process is not staying in one particular state. It is changing from one to another state. It's moving. Its behavior is changing. So that's why we call it as dynamic in nature. Behavioral diagrams all are dynamic, either based on its process or states or operation. Okay, varies from time to time. When it comes to static, means based on time, it won't change. It is fixed. Okay, once you fix the classes are, it won't change depending on the time. Once you fix the object, it won't depend on the, it won't change, depends on your time of operation. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear? Nalini, roll number 34. Okay, have you downloaded everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, okay, I will wait. I will wait. Everyone downloaded.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then we can start. Is it visible? The entire screen is visible.
Ma'am.
Can you see the classes on left side? I mean the symbols on left side. The entire screen, is it visible?
Yes,
Star UML. So we need to create. This is an unregistered version, so all options are not available here. In your draw, you could identify some relationships may not be available. But anyway, we can draw this diagrams. Okay, so we initialize one. So here model, click on model and add diagram. Here you could see all the diagrams. You can, using this tool, you can able to draw class diagram, package diagram, object, composite structure diagram, component diagram, deployment, use case, sequence, communication, timing diagram, interaction overview diagram, information flow diagram, state chart activity, profile requirement, block definition, ER diagram, flow chart and data flow diagram. All different. Communication diagram is nothing. It's collaboration diagram. So collaboration is not here. That is communication diagram. Okay, first we can start with use case diagram. If you want to draw use case diagram, you click on use case. Then you could see what are the available tools in the toolboxes. You can see package, use case subject, use case, actor, frame, association, direct association, generalization, dependencies. And these are include and extended. So different symbols with the relationships are showing on the left side. Is it visible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you want to draw the use cases for which use case, actually I explained 2-3 diagrams, I think. ATM anyway, it's explained, right? Do you have the diagram with you? Then click on actor. What are the actors there? Operator is there, right?
Your voice is not audible. Ma'am, your voice is not audible.
Okay. What about? Startable?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then operator. Operator is one of the actor. So you click on that actor symbol and it's like a drag and drop. Or click here and here, then also you will get it. So you can name the actor. What is the actor name? What is the actor name? It's operator. Okay. Then what are the other actors? Here you can see if you want to add attributes, no need to add the attributes here. And this is add operation. Actually, these we are using for class diagrams. Okay. And if there is any sub actor is there, you can go for it. Actually, one example I had shown while I was taking the class, I said, right, that customer who opened the bank, there is NRFC customer. Then that NRFC customer is a subclass sub-actor of the existing customer. So in that case, you can use the symbol sub-actor, but here no need. Here actually sub-actor is not there. So no need of that. So operator. So what are the operations or actions performed by the operator? Startup, shutdown, and maintenance, right? So you can give startup, startup, then shutdown. Next is maintenance.
Ma'am, you're not audible.
Hello? 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 Now, am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, these are the actions performed by the actor, right? So, what is the relationship between this actor and action? You can simply give an association. So, the association simple you can give. If you want to comment anything, here you can comment, or else you can directly show this. Okay, then next is who is the another actor in ATM machine? Who is the another actor? Customer, right? So customer is also an actor. Then what are the operations performed by the customer? He create one session. Tell me. I think we already explained the diagram, right? He created one session. Then he's doing the transaction. So what is the relationship between session and transaction?
The time of start and end of its transaction.
What is the relationship? Transaction, right? Transaction. So what kind of relationship between session and transaction? Include relationship. So this is the include relationship. Is it clear? Then different types of generalization actually we can give what are the different types of transactions. If the customer create one, sorry, there is one association between customer and session. So customer created one session and he include different operations. What are the operations or what are the different types of transactions? Withdrawal is there, cash withdrawal is there. So cash withdrawal is there. Next, cash deposit. Can deposit the cashes. We can do some normal inquiry, right? We have to arrange this. We can arrange the share sizes. Withdrawal. Then deposit, you can give many options. You can do it and in inquiry you can give. And all these relationships are in the form of what? Generalization, right? So generalization. Because all are in the form of hierarchy. So generalization. And one more exception in include and extended operation is there. What was the extended operation? What was the extended operation? Means exceptional case. If there is a invalid pin we count as an exceptional operation. So invalid mean what is the relationship? An extended relationship. So extend. Valid bill. Okay. If you want, okay, you can actually we can use one package also if you want. You can give password package. Package means all these operations you can group together. So the entire operations, the ATM operations, you can group together. You see this and all the transaction. Actually, we missed one important actor. Who is that actor? We missed one actor. Is it?
Bank.
Actually, we need approval from bank. So that is an all associations, Or you can give a director association also. Associations. So have we drawn this? Have I finished this?
Ma'am,
Yes.
so I'm trying to give this generalization from deposit to transaction. It says, 1 second. It says invalid connection.
Invalid connection. That actually, when you give the relationship, you should start from one symbol to another symbol. Means otherwise, it may show like that. Start from inside. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Maybe you start from outside. Is it coming?
No, ma'am.
Which one? Which one?
I'm trying to give a generalization link from deposit to transaction, ma'am.
Deposit to transaction. You are giving this one generalization, right?
I got for withdrawal, but I'm not getting for
Ah,
deposit.
then you for you position you put in wrong position. That's why you start from inside the deposit and you should end inside the transaction.
Okay, so first I have to.
You have to select the relationship first.
Okay, ma'am.
Completed.
Yes, ma'am.
Now it's coming. So after this, you can save this as an image. So go to File, Export Diagram as PNG or JPEG. PNG is enough. You can you see this? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you can save somewhere. Use case diagram. One you can put name for ATM use case or something. Actually, I forgot to give the package first. If I give the package now, it won't be visible. I will show you. Look, this is the package, but if I show the package, it's not visible, right? So you have to give the package initially. Hope you done this, everyone. How many of you completed this diagram? Last time, actually, some students faced problem with downloading the software, interacting, but now nobody's interacting. So I don't know whether everyone downloaded it. Is there any problem while you're executing? No one is responding. Only one or two people, students are responding. Then again, I have to go for a poll.
Not getting it, ma'am. It's still showing the same.
B11 students, are you doing? B11.
Yes, ma'am.
Only 25 students are doing that out of 100 students. What is this? Then I will give you work. Draw the point of sale use case diagram. Okay. First, people who finish, draw the use case diagram of point of sale. When you draw the diagram, you can see the annotations on left side, right? Annotations. When you click on annotations, you'll get a note. Note is there. So you take one note and write your name in that. Because when I ask you to submit the work, everyone will share the same thing. Only today, only 25 members out of 100 attended the first one, first use case diagram. So I'm not sure whether you people are will submit. So you just do one thing: select the note, and inside the note, you just mention your name, then
Ma'am,
yes,
the first diagram, I can't even associate the operator to the three use case, ma'am.
this one.
Yes, ma'am. It's showing invalid.
Then you keep on the pointer inside the operator, touch that operator, and after that you drag.
Okay, okay.
Ma'am, we can't hit enter in notes, ma'am.
Ma'am, it's still
It's
not.
annotation on left side. Annotations, it is there.
No, ma'am, like if you hit enter in notes, it's like discontinuing note. You can only enter one character, name.
Give some spaces.
One. Okay. Okay, when you click on enter, it won't allow, right?
Ma'am, hold shift and then press enter.
Sorry.
Hold the shift key and then press the enter, then it will go to the next line.
Shift key.
Yeah, holding the shift key and then pressing the enter simultaneously.
Enter, then it goes to the next line.
Yes.
Class is not needed. Instead of class, from roll number, I could identify which class you are. Oh, okay. Class also. Some students they came from Vizag. So the number is different, right? So name, um, class, and a roll number. You have to mention here everyone. Otherwise, one person's work, everyone will submit. Not one. Maybe some 5 members may done the work. Maybe they will do the work, and the remaining all will copy. All will submit the same. So everyone should include your details in your worksheet and make it as a JPEG file or PNG file, and you have to submit. I will tell you where to submit. I have to check whether in Moodle is there any option to submit. If it is not there, so in the next class, everyone should submit the point of sale use case diagram.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Point of sale use case diagram. Everyone has to submit.
Ma'am, should we submit the image or
Image.
Where, ma'am?
Yes. Hmm. Image or you can make it as PDF also. Okay, I think in Moodle, if it would be in Moodle allow only PDF files. So you convert into as PDF and submit it. But in GLearn, I have to check with Moodle. Moodle actually, so I did not ask anyone to submit their work. If it is in GLearn, it will accept both image and PDF will accept. So anyway, create this image. And what is the homework? Create the use case diagram for point of sale system. Okay, everybody has to submit it.
Just
This,
export it as image and submit, ma'am. That's it.
yeah, that's it. So today class, 20-25 members participated. The remaining people, I don't know what they are doing. They did not even ask any doubts, and even they did not respond to the polls also. Even to polls also they did not respond. Generally, people who are not listening the class also will respond to the poll. But your participation, I'm very much disappointed with your participation. Simply log in for getting the attendance. It's not good. It's not good. How will you answer in when I ask some Viva questions? You can't able to answer. I will send you the notes today. I will share in groups because all the class 9 class diagram theory notes are there with me. So that I will share. Okay. Any doubts?
Ma'am, you're sharing the PPT only, no, ma'am?
PPT I will share it. PPT contain all details. That is enough, right? If you want, I will send you the PDF also. The theory PDF also there, not PPT PDF. Theory also there. Theory, from theory only I created that. If you need. Any doubts? B11 students. B11. B9. B9 students.
No doubts, ma'am.
Anybody from B9? Please respond.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear that today's topic is clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you have any doubt, B9 students, if you have any doubts, you don't need to hesitate. You can ask in my class because I only handle all the lab classes. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
I will conduct your exams. That is actually I am the in charge. Even though in your timetable, sir's name is there, but I will do all your lab related works. I will do. Maybe your record also you may be submit with your link. I don't know. Anyway, so if you have any doubt, you don't think like this is not our teacher, our sir is different. You don't think. You can ask. You have to ask me. Okay. So, ma'am, share both PPT, PDF. Yeah, I will send you the PPT. I will send you the PPT. It contains all the theory part. Okay then. Thank you. No doubts, right? I'm going to wind up the session. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then do your homework, complete your homework.